Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pint Size. Welcome to CDR Tier 2, where we are here in Shanghai. So, we have the current leader of Tier 2 as Super Striker on 125 points. Slim on 87 and Wookie on 86. Let's see how Singapore, not Shanghai, Singapore plays out this evening. Let's get some details on here for you. So we've got a couple of people going out on the mediums. So Super Striker, Wookie, Maverick and Rusty have all selected the medium tyre for their first run. Evening Doolan. So we've got Mortars on an outlap. It's an anti-clockwise circuit here in Singapore. So who's first? We've got who's going to be first across the line. There we go. So we've got Ninja first out. Ninja will be setting the first fast lap here at Singapore. And I've got news from Jensen that it's going to be a wet race. Could be interesting. Dry quali wet race, says Mr. Slade. So, which way do we go set up? Do we go set up for quali and get a pole and hold everyone off? Or do we go for the wet setup, more downforce, lose a little bit in quali, but drift off into the distance on a wet race? So Ninja has crossed the line and he's coming through sector 1. It's DRS open, ERS is running. So sector 1 time, 27.3. So we go, see what's in the garage. As Ninja crosses over into 105.8 for sector 2, and he's invalidated. So who else is on a sector at the moment? Sector 1. There we go. So Super Striker 105.8, and that's 131.2 for Super Striker on the mediums. And we've got someone behind him. We've got Costa, who's currently, we've done the fastest lap. There we go. There we've got Tenor with a 132, and Maverick slotting in there with a 131.8. So Costa on a lap at the moment. There's middle sector. Just coming around the corner for DRS. Costa's middle sector is 105.5, so that's quicker than the previous two. And we've got Huntsman slotted in there with a 132.1. Jack Whittle with a 129.9. Where did that come from on the softs? What is in the garage? Costa 1055 for sector 2. It's a 131.2, puts him in P2 for the time being. So Jay Dennis is out in the Alpine, and just coming through sector 2 over the bridge. A sharp left into the DRS section. As he comes over sector 2, he's a 1054. Just follow him across the line. So we've had Rusticles with a 132.1. We've had Maverick with a 131.8. Cavalis is slotted in there with a 131.3. Jay Dennis is coming around the final turn. As he does a 130.8, and Plavange has gone with a 130.4. So some quick laps coming down here. Who's on an out lap here? Hawk's in the championship battle, so we'll stay on board with him. In fact, no, we'll come back to him. He's just on an out lap. There we go. So we've got Darrell just coming around the final corner to start his flyer. Keep an eye on him through sector 1. This DRS just closes into turn 1. Looking around about the 27s for sector 1 times. So let's see where Darrell slots in here with. That's a 27.1, so that's a good starting block for him in sector 1. Quite a bit of a gap here from 29.6 right the way to a 32.7, almost 3 seconds. Jack Whittle setting the current pace with a 129.6. As Darrell comes over the bridge into the hairpin, opens up for DRS, and he's looking at a 105.6. It's on par with earlier laps we were seeing before in the 131s. We've got Captain Hindsight on a lap as well, as he's just started his sector 1, so we'll just keep an eye on him. So 105.6 for Darrell in sector 2 as he comes round his final corner. And 131.2 puts in P6. So Hindsight has just come through sector 1, missed his split in sector 1. We've got Wookie on an out lap, we've got Tenor on an out lap. Keeping it in within track limits there. Over the bridge, round the corner. So that's Captain Hindsight. Sector 2 is a 105.7. Not a bad time from him though in sector 2. Oof, just scraping the barrier there and exiting the final corner. And that's a 131.4, puts in P8. Not a bad time for Mr. Hindsight there. Tenor's on his out lap. We've got Clay just pulling over out the way. Is he going out for another out lap? So Mr. Wookie says he's done a 28.3 on his first sector. Keep an eye on him to see where he is there. Ninja slotted in P10 there with a 131.6. Wookie just coming out the corner, and that's, yeah, he's lost a little bit of time now. He's going to get a time on the ball, but a 107 for his middle sector. He's a couple of seconds off the pace there. The Wicken is on his outlap, just going across the line to start his lap. And pint size 2. As Clay has pitted, and Mort's not come out the pitch yet. No time from him, no time from Wookie either. So we've got McLaren, that's Mr. Hindsight coming back in. Stick on board with pint size as he comes around the final corner to start his flying lap. It's DRS wide open. Let's see what Mr. Pint Size has got this evening. Still quite a wide selection of times splitting here. Doolan, yes, unfortunately Mr. Luckman is away for this evening, so you are stuck with the Nerf pack, unfortunately for yourself. I will do my best to give you solo comms. It is pretty difficult talking to yourself, but I'll do my best. So, Mr. Pint Size, after looking at that, I've missed his sector one time, but it won't be long till he comes on to sector 2. Comes down at the hairpin, DRS open, so sector 2 time for Pint Size is a 107.2, so a little bit of improvement required for there. As the Wicken call him Dylan, not Dullen. So I remember that, bud. So Wicken. Mr. Hindsight putting too much fuel in his car. That will slow you down. But you're P11, mate, so it's not too bad. It's only going to lose 4 drivers here because we only have 19 at the moment. And no, mate, you're not stuck behind me because I am sitting behind a microphone this time. Where is Malt's coming to the pits? So the Wicken is just coming around the final corner. So he's done a 131.1. So that's put in P7. I'd say that's pretty safe for Q1 anyway. Mort's yet to set a time. He's still in the pits. He's got 4 minutes left to set a time, so there's a little bit of pressure on him at the moment. We've got Wookie. Rusticles is out. He's just coming through sector 2 now. He's well over on his time. So Jack Whittle and Plavanch have retired. I think they're pretty safe in the 130s and the 129s. There's a Wicken coming round. So he's a second up on his, well, down on his time. He's slower. So we still have Mortis in the pits. Not sure whether he's got a quali bomb possibly. So currently we are losing Mr. Huntsman, Clay and Pint Size and Morts, unless any more lap times are sent as the Captain Hindsight comes out again. He's going round to set his faster time now because he's emptied some fuel out of his tank. Ninja is again out on a lap, on his out lap. Tanner is on his out lap, so we've got a few lads out here looking to improve. With Costa just staying out of the way there. So who's going to be first round? There we go. So we've got Hindsight coming round to start his flying laps. Let's see. Let's keep an eye on him and see where he is sector 1 time. So he's looking low 27s on his split for sector 1. He is in P13, so he's not out, but he's on the cusp of being beaten by a few of the other lads that are out now. So he's a 27.190, which is nearly 2/10 up on his time. So the top 3, Jack Whittle, Super Strike, and Plavanch, have all retired from the session. Definitely no need for them to worry right now. So as Captain Hindsight comes round up towards his sector 2 split, he's up 3.5 tenths. That's going to bring him up to a sort of P8. Make him safe. As he comes round to Crow at the start finish line, and he's half a second up in P7, so he just popped in there above Rusticles and he's knocked. What have we got down here? So again, Wookie in P13, half a second up. Coming up to in the first sector, coming up to his sector 2 split now. So comes over the bridge. DRS is going to open any second now. Flies down the straight, and he's a 1:04.9, almost a second up into sector 2. So he's in the low 130s now. So Wookie improving. Ninja has come across the line. Where will Ninja end up? P12 for Ninja. As Wookie is... Wow, P2. Nice improvement for him. Jay Dennis just coming across the line is invalidated. As Captain Hindsight, where is Clay? Clay is coming through sector 3. He's got a McLaren pushing him all the way. As Clay bails, obviously not up on his time. So I think that's it, guys. There we have the Q1 done and dusted. I'll wait for the remains of the grid to just fall back into the pits. Goes. Jay Dennis is being pushed back into his pit box. And that is Q1 over and done with. So Jack Whittle takes the slot of P1 in Q1. Wookie slotting in behind him, and Super Striker rounding up the top 3. Yes, Liam, it is just me, unfortunately, tonight. Mr. Luckman is otherwise engaged. He possibly might join me later if he gets a chance. But unfortunately, you are stuck with me. Do my best. As I say, if you crash out, join in on the chat. So, there we have it. Jack Whittle, Rookie Super Striker. Took in the top three. We are losing Mr. Clay Mull, Warrior Huntsman, Pint Size, and Morts. And there's just Tenor, I think, going through on the softs there. No one else, out on the medium, sorry. No one else was able to make the mediums work in the end. So as we head into Q2, let's see where we end up. So we did get a slight peak of the 129s there with Jack Whittle with a 129.967. So let's see where Q2 brings us. Let's bring back up the menus for you. I'm assuming everyone will be on the soft tyre at this time. Tenner's still got a set of mediums on. I think he'll need to change that. Here we go. And who have we got out here? Everyone is on the way out. So, Jack Whittle, first man out. As he exits the pit lane and makes his way round for his outlap. Then we've got Mr. Hindsight just behind him. So we'll keep an eye on those. So Jack Whittle will be setting the time of Q2 first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars out on track at the moment. So there's Costa still in there, Wookie still in there, Ninja and Daryl. Wait for a little bit of track evolution maybe, and hop out when the track has warmed up a little bit. As Captain Hindsight has been overtaken by a Williams by the looks of it. Who's that? Super Striker, is it? Super Striker will be the second one to set it up, so let's go with Jack Whittle, seeing as he was the pole sitter in Q1. I will stay on board with his first flying lap. So possibly a set of scrub softs just to get his time on the board, but we'll see what he says. DRS open, first one of the circuit. Nicely drifting around the corner. Oh, a little bit of the old stepperoo there. Lost a tenth, maybe a tenth and a half by losing the back end slightly. So, keeping it within the track limits. And round the tight left hand, and just missed the apex there, but keeping it within the track limits on the exit. And Jack's sector 2 is a 105.916. That'll be Super Striker 105.645. So coming around the final corner, and that's a 1:31.3, so it's a couple of seconds off the pace for him. Super Striker coming over the line, he's invalidated, so we've got Captain Hindsight, what a lap from him, 1:31.2. As Tenor puts in a 32.5 on the mediums. We've got Maverick 105.7 for the middle sector 2, the 1:31.4, so slots him in P3. Rusty Rusticles, you pop in there with a 1:31.5 too, as J Dennis. Nice one, Mr. Dennis. That's P1 from you, sir, for now, with a 1:30.9. Times are flowing in nice and quickly, so we've got Super Striker 28.7 for his sector 1, and he's invalidated again. As Plavanche puts in a 1:30.6, and Costa a 1:30.7. Where's Mr. Ninja just starting his flying lap as Wookie in a 1:30.5. Much closer times on Q2. Track is definitely rubbering in. Cavill is still in the pits, so Super Striker just coming round. He's probably going to pit because he's got no ERS left. The Wicken 21 seconds up. That was a 2 hours 8 minutes lap there. No, 2 minutes 8 seconds. Must have had an incident on the previous lap. Let's see where we are in sector 2. So we're looking at 105.6 really to be anywhere competitive. That's a 106.1, so although he is 31 seconds up, it's not going to be as easy invalidated. Super Striker still in the pits. Ninja is just coming through sector 3 now, as he keeps it nice and close there. Oh, Ninja's lost it on the end. So everyone back in the pits. We've got Costa just coming back towards the pit lane. Plavanche is in the pit lane. Wookie is just coming back in the pit lane, and that's everyone back in the pits. So top 3 for Q2 at the moment: Wookie, Plavanche, Costa, J Dennis in P4, Hawk in P5, Captain in P6. All within 4 tenths. So 1:30.5 to 1:30.9 for the top 5. 4 tenths in it. And then between P6 and P10, there's only 6 tenths. So Q2 is definitely a lot closer than Q1. So we've got a couple of cars out on track now. We've got Captain back out in the McLaren. He's on his outlap. And we've also got the Super Striker on his outlap, who's yet to set a time. So Super Striker will be first one back round, so we'll stick on board with him for a sec. See where his sector 1 times are. So we're looking sort of 1:27s. Let's say 27.3s for the sector 1. Ferrari back out there as well. Is that Mr. Rusty? It certainly is. Mr. Rusty doesn't feel safe in P9. Super Striker starts his flying lap to set a time and put a time on the timing boards. He's got his teammate there giving a little bit of a toe down the back straight. Nicely done. Moves over and out the way. Lets him past. Teamwork working brilliantly together. Super Striker looking to get in the top 10. Although he doesn't really need to, because if any of you guys watched last week, he started last on the grid. After lap 1 he was up to P10 and he won the race. So driver of the week went to him. Outstanding drive from him last week. So there's no pressure this week, Mr. Striker. Just stick it on track. So he's heading towards the final corner. Keeps it out the wall. DRS open, and that is a provisional pole from him for Q2 with a 1:30.3. Nice lap from you, sir. No doubt your teammate helped you out a little bit there. Jay Dennis on an out lap. Mr. Hindsight just starting his flying lap now. He's looking to improve from P5. So currently Ninja, sector 1. He's down in P14, so it's a 27.2 for sector 1 from Ninja. So that's not a bad sector 1 from him. As Clay says, he only managed P16. Yes, mate, but as I just said, Striker started at the back and won, so there's always opportunities. Ninja comes round. Sector 2 time for him. I missed this sector 2 because Clay made a comment. It covered the split the times. He says it's a wet race, so it should be fun. Well, as long as it's clean and the stewards aren't too busy, I don't mind. Interesting race should be good. I'm nowhere near Striker's level. Yes, you are, mate. Yes, you are. You're just sandbagging. We all know you are sandbagging. We know your true colours. So, Ninja is a P10 as the Plavanch Wookiee Super Striker have retired. Mavericks is on an outlap. Play for tier 1. So, Jack Whittle, Maverick, Tenor, Rusticles and Cavalis are in the drop zone. So Ninja is over his time, so he's on an in lap. He's only got 2 minutes left. So Dylan says it's only half the race which is wet. Which half? Do we start wet and get dry, or do we start dry and get wet? After 15-20 minutes it should be dry. Right, okay, interesting. We've got Maverick on a flyer and he's 400s up, so need to improve a bit more than that. Tenor isn't up. Rusty is up by 3.5 tenths, so not quite enough. We've got Cavalis on an outlap. Right, okay. Rusticles is in the pits. Tenor is invalidated. Maverick is he's half a second up. Is Maverick, so Maverick will be coming out of the drop zone with that if he sticks it where he is. Cavallis is still on his outlap, so he's got 1:14 to get back to the start finish line, which should be doable. As Maverick comes around the final corner, his DRS about to open, and that's a 1:30.5. What's in P5? Good luck from him there when the pressure was on. So Jack Whittle is 2/10 up in P12, 27 flat. And we've got Tenner 1 second up from where he is now in P13. So, oh, no, he's not even at the track. That didn't make sense. So Jack 2/10 up in sector 1 as he comes round for sector 2 split. He is a second up, is Jack Whittle. So that's going to put him into 1:30.3s, which is going to move him right up to P5. As he puts a purple sector 2 in as well, so this is good. This is good from Jack. As he's coming round the final corner, and he is a P3. That's a 1:30.1, so he's found another couple of tenths in that sector 3 there. So Silent Ninja has gone. Hawk, what's Hawk doing? He's 4/10 up in sector 2, so he'll be jumping up, and that'll push Captain Hindsight down into P11, who's already finished. As Hawk comes round the final corner, this is quick. That's a P2 with a 1:30. As Rusty says, run out of fuel. Well, so qualifying is an out lap, a fast lap, and an in lap. That's 3 laps. How did you run out of fuel? I don't know what you've done, but 3 laps, the maths isn't hard. So that's it. We are losing Rusty, Tenner, Ninja, Hindsight, and Cavallis. Rusty bailed his fast lap. Yeah, well, you should have pitted. No excuse. You weren't fell off the pace, Rusty. You were close. Yeah, you were. Let's have a look there. Rusty 1:31.5. So you're only 8/10. You weren't far away. So yeah, just to confirm, Rusty, Tenner, Ninja, Captain Hindsight, Cavallis are all going home for Q2. So Wicken did top the timing sheets of Q2 there. Dylan is through as well. Alright, we head into Q3. So before we go to Q3, who's going to be pole? One of those times, I don't really know. The Wicken is quick. Hawk's quick. Jack Whittle wasn't as quick in Q2 as he was in Q1. Is he saving himself? Is he sandbagging? Yeah, starting at the back isn't such a bad thing. Watch the carnage, drive through the carnage, win the race. There you go. That's it, Rusty. That's your mission for Singapore. There we go. Let's get some everyone on softs. Fastest lap. There we go. That's Rusty's strategy at every race. Yeah. Mine too, bud. Mine too. It never works. Yeah, just as I said, never works. That's exactly what you put. never works. So, who have we got out first? It is the Wiccan. Oh, so both Williams are out together. Is there a little bit of teamwork going on here? Is there a... You go first, I'll slipstream you, and then I'll do the same to you later. So as the constructors go, Williams are up there with... so after round 7 in China... I'll bring you that information in a moment when it loads. For some reason it's... There we go. Yeah, Williams are on 471 points after the Chinese Grand Prix last week. Mercedes following them at 369 with the Aston Martins back in 303. Yeah, Rusty's a reserve. All races count, bud. All races. You're racing with the boys in Tier 2 here tonight. So you've got your work cut out here. So the Wiccan is going first. Super Striker's not very close to the back of him, so I don't think they're going for the toe. The RS open. And his Sector 1 split for him. Is he in the 26s? He's... Oh, 26.9. What a Sector 1 from the Wiccan there. Keep an eye on his Sector 2 because he has tweaked his settings. The DRS open, ERS halfway through. Sector 2 is a 1:04.5. So definitely pushing the limits here. Wiccan is looking for pole. As he comes around the final corner to 29.5. After 29.6. Wow. And also a 29.633 for Super Striker. Wow. Those guys know what they're doing. Darrell slots in with a 130.3. And Jack Whittle slots in between it with a 29.8. As we've got Wookie coming round at the final corner now. Maverick slots in with a 31.1. As Wookie puts in a 30.2. So 3 guys in the 29s. That's a cracking time from Super Striker 29.6. As Maverick has invalidated. Costa is coming through. Yeah, mate, crazy quick. So we've also got this Plavanch coming through. So Plavanch puts a 129.7. Hawk is coming across the line, 130.3. Jay Dennis is coming across the line. Where will Jay Dennis end up? P9 with a 131.2. So, and Costa is just going through Sector 1. Where did these guys find the time? 29.6. Costa now coming through Sector 2 as the Wiccan and Super Striker have boxed with Darrell. So first run's done. Let's see where he ends up. split on sector 2 comes in. So it was a 104.8 Costa. Wow. That's 3/10 off where Super Striker was, which is that's a good time from Costa. Just keep it on track through sector 3, and he'll be up near the front. He comes across the finish line. DRS open to 130.0, so that's put him in P5. So I'm going to pick who's got the white. So there's only, who have we got here? The Plavanch. Is he going round to pit? He's pitting. And Costa, so there we are. First runs are out. First runs are done. We have Super Striker in the Wicken, P1, P2, Plavanch on P3, Jack Whittle P4, Costa P5, Wookie, Darrell, Hawk, Maverick and Jay Dennis. So apparently Jeff has told one of the drivers there will be rain in 5 minutes. So interesting. Those times could be it, because if it rains that will be game over. So Super Striker is out again, the Wicken is out again, the Wookie is out again. So who's first over the line? It'll be the Wicken. The Wicken chasing pole from his teammate. Here he goes. Wicken starters flying up. DRS open. ERS is pumping away into turn 1. Split for Super Striker was 26.9. So keep an eye on his sector 1 times here and see where he slots in. That's a 26.7, 1.5 tenths up. The fight is on. That's a purple sector 1 from him. Where's Super Striker? Super Striker, he's coming through his sector 1 now. Keep an eye on him. Super Striker is 26.9, 3.5 hundredths up. The Wicken, sector 2. Track is evolving. 104.5 was the other one. 104 flat, 5 tenths up for Wicken. Super Striker coming round through sector 2 as we speak. The Plavanch is on an outlap. Wookie is 27 flat. He's nowhere near. The Wicken crosses the line, and that's a 128.9. What can the Super Striker do? Super Striker, the pressure is on. 28.9, you insane man. Where did you do that? Super Striker coming on the final corner. That's only improving by 100th, so he's currently P2. We have the Wookie, who's on sector 1. Darrell, he's coming through sector 1, and his split for sector 1 is 26.9. That's on par. That's a good time. Not quite there, but that's a good time. 28.9, man. I don't think you're going to get beat. Jay Dennis is a second up, so that's putting him in the 130s. Hawk, 26-8, sector 1. The battle's on. Hawk wants it. Wookie is coming through sector 2. Comes out the corner. DRS open. And he's 2 seconds off the pace. 2/10 off the pace. 2 seconds off the pace. Jay Dennis has slotted in there with a 129.6, just ahead of Super Striker. Where did that come from? The Plavanche, P4. So Jack Whittle has spun and lost part of his wing. There's 10 seconds left. So this is it. Anyone on a lap. Wicken has pitted. Wicken can do no more. Wookie is done. Hawk. Where's he gone? Hawk is P6. He's done. Jay Dennis is on his in-lap. Super Striker. He's done. He's not going again. Is he going again? He's got no ERS left. Yeah, he's 300 and 100 over the Plavanche. He's set a purple sector 2, 3.5 tenths up in P4 at the moment. Stay on board with Plavanche. Jack Whittle has retired. Costa is back in the pits, starting in P7. Plavanche can smell the podium. Plavanche comes around the final corner and stays P4. You've lost some time somewhere. 129.657. Wow. What a Q3. Super Striker is coming back into the pits. And that is your grid for this evening in Singapore, as he crosses the line to finish. Jack was up 7 tenths before he crashed. So that is Jack, the Wicken in P1, Jay Dennis P2, Super Striker P3, Plavanche P4, Jack Whittle P5, Hawk P6, Costa P7, Wookie P8, Darryl P9, and the Maverick in P10. As Liam says, it's very hard to keep it together on track. Yes, mate, the Wicken. Where did that come from? 28.994. He's knocking on the door of Tier 1. So here we have the race. Good luck, guys. Everyone clean into turn 1. Give us a good race. Is it raining? Is it dry? It's raining. So doesn't look too wet from where we can see on the pit lane. It is raining, but it doesn't look torrential, so probably an intermediate start I would assume, but we'll see what the lads pick. So the Wicken might have had a very low downforce, or he might just be quick. Setup will cause some issues. If people have high and low downforce mixed, then we will see this come out in the race. Interested to see if everyone starts on the same tyre, or whether some people think it's going to get wetter or drier. Here we go, as the lads all start on the formation lap. Let's see what stops tyre. Everyone is on the intermediates. No wet. It doesn't look a soaking wet track. It does just look like a damp track. So strategy is either a one-stop or a two-stop. Both intermediates on the time, so it's showing it's going to be wet all race. 31 laps of wetness. We'll stay on board with the Plavanche for the start, so we can see what's going on from a couple of cars back. Guys, just remember it is wet. Take it nice and easy into turn one. The race isn't won in turn one, especially in the wet. As Liam says, he can carry me tonight. The Wicken is definitely on a flyer. The guy's just coming through now into sector 3. It does look like it's stopping to rain, but from a helicopter it's definitely still raining. There you go, come back onto the start finish straight as they line up on the grids. Oh, so we've got Mr. Dennis there pointing at a very sharp angle towards the Wicken. You definitely want to start into the first corner. Here we go. So the grid sorting itself out, and we've got 4 lights, 5 lights, bit of a pause, and we're off. So everyone gets away cleanly. The Wicken and Jay Dennis pulls alongside and goes alongside the Wicken and round nice and cleanly into turn 1. The Wicken has dropped its P2. Jay Dennis has taken the lead. And there's a bit of a battle at the back, and Jack Whittle has gone. Everyone's clean away at the front. As Jack Whittle has lost his wing by the looks of it. He's still on track, hasn't gone. We've got a couple of people moving around in the front. Jay Dennis is now being challenged for the lead as the Wicken gets back into the front. As all 3 go side by side. Super Striker, Plavanche, Wicken, all pulling away from the pack as Jay Dennis is coming back at him into the hairpin. Mercedes comes up the inside. Hawk just slots up the inside as Super Striker takes him back, and it's a VSC. Someone somewhere has got an incident. Virtual safety car, everyone is neutralised. We've got Darrell there, he's got a penalty already. So it's a 5-second VSC penalty, I'm assuming. No one's stopped yet, and Costa has gone. someone in the pits there. Tenor speeding in the pit lane. Maverick in the pit lane. Clay's up to 10th. Notes and Rusty Rusticles. There you go. So he starts at the back, mate. Drives through the carnage. Tenor's put mediums on. How can you put mediums on? It's wet. As he comes back out, it's definitely wet. Still raining. Super Striker is down to P5. The Wiccan's still in P1. Mr. Dennis behind him still, as we are back racing. As Jay Dennis is all over the back of him, and Plavanch all over the back of him. So we've had the Wicked and Jay Dennis stay where they are. Wookie is up 3, Super Striker is down 3, as we've got an incident in Sector 3. Jack Whittle down 8 places, biggest loser. We've got Maverick down 7 places. The Wiccan, the fastest lap of the race so far. He's pushing. Super Striker's going down again. Super Striker's pitting. He must have damage. Or does he just want to start from the back again? So, is he going into his new wing? Wing damage. And Clay is in the pits for a new wing as well. Econ enters. So, back up to the top. Ninja is up to P5. Wow. Where did that come from? Up 8 places. So, Blavanch up to P3. Wiccan's gone. Wiccan's lost it. No! Oh, no! Oh, gutted. Man. Just caught the back end. You lost it on the exit. VSC out. Get the marshals brushing up the track. Jay Dennis is now leading the pack. Full course yellows. As Tenor is back in the pits. He's back on the intermediates. As VSC has gone, we've got caution in Sector 3. Who we lost in Sector 3? That was Pint Size having a moment. Wookie is in the pits. Wookie in the pits for damage, or... Yeah, new wing for Wookie. So back out at the front, Jay Dennis, followed by Plavanch, which Jay Dennis has a 1.5 second lead already. As Ninja's gone. Ninja's crashed out. Oh. What's going on? Ninja, you were doing so well. You were up. Oh, my mate captain. He's up to P5 now. As Dylan has been disqualified, he said. Super Striker, drive-through penalty. No! You're making this hard for yourself. And we are back racing. So Jay Dennis, 1.5 second lead over the Plavanch. Hawk, 4.5 seconds behind him. Darrell, 2.5 seconds behind him. Gaps created at the front. So Super Striker not in a good position for the championship as we speak. Long race to go. 11 places dropped already in this race. Can he get himself back up? Hindsight up into P4 past Darrell. Hindsight can sniff the podium already. Lap 5 of 31. As Jack Whittle drops down to P7. Darrell's dropping down. He's pitting. What's Darrell pitting for? Intermediates. Getting rid of his 5-second penalty. He's having a nose cone as well. Yep, he's having a nose. So we've got Hawk comfortably sitting in P3. As Darrell's coming out of the pits now. Fastest lap to claim all. I told you he was sandbagging. I knew it. Setting the fastest lap of the race on P5. She's got fresh inters on. Everyone's still running inters again. Although the rain does seem to have stopped. Looking on board here with Hawk. Still a wet track, but the track will dry out now. As the rain has stopped. Jay Dennis pulling away at the front. As he calls his teammate. Who's DNF'd? Yeah, he's just going back in the pits, his teammate. Plavanch hovering around the 2-second mark. Jay Dennis, 1:45 fastest lap. Captain Hindsight, what are you doing? Track limit, 3-second penalty. As he drops down, as he pops in the pit. Mutty coming in the pits and Rusty in the pits. Have they sensed hard tyres? Are they going to the end on hard tyres? Is this... mediums. Mediums for Captain. Huntsman in the pits. Hard tyres. Rusty. Hard tyres. There's a Ferrari just sitting there. There we go. So Captain has gambled with the medium tyres. Track is drying out. Out of the pit lane he comes. What will the leaders do? These hards going to take a couple of laps to get themselves up to temperature, especially with the track temperature the way it is at the moment. Oh, very cautious from Captain there. Keep an eye on his sector times. Just keep it nice and easy. Warm them tyres up, get them up to temperature, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Maybe a lap early. Let's keep an eye on the leaders, see what they're doing. They're still coming around the final corner now. Are they staying out? Staying out on the intermediate tyres. Plavanch is staying out. Hawk staying out. Mort's coming around the final corner now. Hawk is a 1:45.7. So still setting purple sectors on the intermediate tyres. Jack Whittle right behind Mort now. Needs to get past him. Just doesn't have the drive out the corner. Maverick up past Cavalis. Wookie fastest lap so far, 1:45.1. Wookie is there on the intermediate tyre. Intermediate tyres is the tyres still to be on. Captain gambled, put the mediums on, doesn't seem to be working. Clay passing Cavalice. Clay up to P9 on him into Super Striker at 1:44.7, fastest lap. Still on the intermediates. Captain Hindsight. He's just coming through now, very cautious on those medium tyres. Struggling to get them up to temperature. Super Striker passing Cavalice up to P11. Warrior Huntsman making those hard to work. Keep an eye on his sector times. He has no ERS, 24%, Mr. Huntsman. He's using all of his ERS to try and keep up. He's struggling to slow the car down. And we've got 3 guys on the medium tyres right now. Don't seem to be making any inroads into the cars in front of them. Intermediates do still seem to be the tyre to be on. There's Rory Huntsman. Sector 2, we've got a car. It's off the track. Super Striker 1:44 lap. 1:53 for Roy Huntsman, so it's almost 10 seconds off the pace. So back up to the front, we still got Jay Dennis leading the pack. 2 seconds off is Plavanch. Hawk 3.6 seconds behind him. Hawk is 2.5 tenths up this lap. Although the track does seem like it's drying out, the inters are still the tyre to be on. Maverick up in P6. Got a nice gap in front of him, a couple of seconds behind him. Clay in P9. 5 lap old inters. He's following for a bit. Super Striker just behind him. The Super Striker is 6 seconds off Clay. And just have a quick look at fuel. So we've got Clay's got a yellow fuel light on. Warrior Huntsman a yellow fuel light on. Captain Hindsight yellow fuel light on. Maverick yellow fuel light on. So few guys just touch and go here, so they're looking for a safety car, which we've not yet had. Got a couple of VSCs, but nothing like a safety car. So Jay Dennis has lost a little bit of a lead here. Super Striker setting another fastest lap. So Plavanch is 1.1 seconds behind him. So he's lost 9 tenths on that previous lap. No DRS though, with a wet track at the moment. So the stewards are saying it's a wet track with intermediate tyres, so no DRS until the track dries out a bit. We've lost tenner as well. And Jack Whittle looking at the back of Mort. Stay on board with him for a couple of laps and just see. Oh, as Clay has passed Pint Size. Oh, as Pint Size has gone the wrong way. Left there, mate. And Super Striker has passed him as well. Super Striker can see Clay in the distance. Clay up to P8. As we've got Jack Whittle passing Morts there. And now Jack has 14 seconds up to Hawk. Lavanch is still just over a second behind Jay Dennis. Possibly those tyres are starting to struggle a little bit now. As Pint Size is in the pits, I'm assuming for a new wing, because he just crashed into the wall. That's it, hasn't got a wing at all. As Inters go back on, so people still wanting those Inter tyres. Lavanch still just over a second. DRS is now enabled, so the stewards have declared it a dry race. So now is the time to pit, maybe. As the top two straight past the pit lane. Hawk straight past the pit lane. Jack Whittle, is he going to gamble? Is he going to stay out? So he's staying out on those Inters. Anyone going to pit? Darrell, 1:43.8 on the fastest lap of the race. So Darrell is on the Inters as well, 2 lap old Inters. And we have a yellow flag in sector 3. Someone's come off the track, and Maverick is in. Maverick is in the pits. Mort has got mediums on. Mort has pitted for medium tyres. What will Wookie's in? Everyone's in. Wookie. Hards for Wookie. Super Striker straight past the pit lane. So Maverick, Wookie gone on to hards. Huntsman is still on hards. Mort's up into P5 on the mediums. Let's watch his times. Let's watch his split times on the medium tyres. 20 laps on the mediums isn't going to work. I have to stop again. Clay is in the pits. Clay's gambling. Clay's gone for the wing. He's put the hards on. Hindsight, 3-second time penalty. Clay comes out on the hard. Still lads at the front with the Inters on. Super Striker. Jack. Hawk. As they're coming around now, they're in. They're in. Jay Dennis is in. Plavanch is in. Hawk has gone through. Hawk is still on the Inters with 11 lap old Inters. Is it the time to pit? Is it not? It's got to be hard. It's got to be softs. What? No way. Can't be doing softs. Plavanch on the mediums. Man, they're not going to go 20 laps. Stopping again. Jack Whittle, medium tyres. So Super Striker still on the Inters. Hawk still on the Inters. Pint Size still on the Inters. Here he comes. Super Striker's in the pits. Mediums are hard. Super Striker down to P8. Hawk still out on those Inters. Cavalis has done a 1:43 on the mediums. Now is the time to pit. He's put the hards on. Striker's on the hards. Hawk is still setting decent times, but they must be screaming. They've got to be gone. He's got to pit this lap. Pint Size still in P13 on the Inters. Those Inters are now slicks. They're screaming. He's in. What will he do? What's his tyre choice? 50% ERS on him. J Dennis 56%, DRS 64% for the Plavanche. Out the way, man. Mechanic in the way. He's got a new wing as well. Hard tyres. Rusty's 142 on the mediums. So Hawk has now got the hard tyres on. Going to the end. Plavanche has taken him over. He's lost time because he's been on the inters. Out he comes. Where's Jack? Jack Whittle. He's too far back. So, top three. Soft, medium and hard. Morty's fastest lap. 1:41.5. Lap times are dropping. Jay Dennis on them softs, setting a purple sector 1. Dowell, 3-second time penalty for track limits. Wookie, 140.1 on the hards. 13 laps in, no safety cars, 2 VSCs. Top 3 are on 3 different compounded tyres. Wow. Jay Dennis is driving like he stole it. He needs to get another pit stop in there. Nearly 4-second lead over the Plavanche at the moment. It's nearly 6 seconds up in sector 1 alone. He's screaming. Plavanche, will he drive to the end? 1 lap old mediums. 18 laps to go. Long way on their mediums. Jack Whittle, Mort's behind him. Jay Dennis, 1:37.4. He's flying. 4-second lead over Plavanche, who has a 13-second lead over Hawk. Jack Whittle, medium tyres, 1:37.2. Not a lot of difference in lap times between him and Jay Dennis on the softs. Pine Styes is still on the inters. Super Striker on the hards, all over the back of Captain Hindsight. Captain Hindsight doing Super Striker what I do to Captain Hindsight. Make the car as wide as possible so he can't pass, but unfortunately Super Striker can pass anyone as he drives off into the distance and hunts down Mr. Cavalis, who's 9.5 seconds up the road. There's a close battle between Wookie and Maverick. So Wookie all over the back of Maverick. Does the dummy, looks up the inside, not quite enough room, and waits for the next corner. So just 4 retirements from the race at the moment. Tenor, Ninja, Wicken and Caustics. So Hawk has been passed by Jack Whittle, who's on the medium tyre. So Hawk has dropped down to P4. Jay Dennis throws in another fastest lap, 1:36.6. Pushing those soft tyres as quickly as he can. Just over 4-second lead now over Plavanche. Wookie again all over the back of Maverick. Jack Whittle at 1:35.9. These lap times are dropping like very quickly. As Wookie is now into DRS. He's just going to get over the back of him. He's not going to be able to pass him in the first DRS soon. He's on 40% DRS. Maverick is on 35, so he has slightly more DRS. There we go again. DRS now right up the back of him. Super Striker 1:35.8 lap time. DRS Wookie is looking to pass him. Right up his gearbox, pulls out, doubles him, goes up the inside. Not quite enough room there to get up the inside again. Need him. He needs to watch him. Watch him where he drives. As Cavalis and Huntsman have swapped places. Cavalis takes P8, Huntsman down to P9. Let's go back on board with Wookie and keep an eye on him as he comes round the S's. Jay Dennis again pushing the limits on the soft tyres. 135.4. As Wookie is dropping back a couple of tenths off him now. As Jack Whittle still pushing those medium tyres. 135.1 for him. So Maverick has rinsed his ERS. As so has Jack Whittle. Plavanch 38%. Jay Dennis cruising at the front, 44% ERS. So top two are doing really good with ERS, managing their ERS, managing the race, staying around 4 seconds in the lead. They've got a 12-second lead over Jack Whittle. As Cavalis has gone. And it's a safety car. Ooh. Cavalis has gone. Clay got a drive through. Man. Surely not. Glitch. So, everyone backs up behind the safety car. Who will pit? Who will not? So, Jay Dennis. Box for mediums. Stay out. Box for mediums. Box for hards. He is boxing. Jay Dennis is boxing. And so is Plavanch. And what are they doing? Jay Dennis is boxing for medium tyres. Plavanch is in. It's got to be mediums again. Plavanch is hards. Ooh, Jack Whittle in the pits. Hawk is in the pits. Mediums for Hawk. Mediums for Jack. Just the Plavanch on hard tyres at the top. Maverick, is he going to pit? Maverick's pitting. Wookie stays out. Come on, the Alpines. Go on, Jay Dennis. We've got you. Bring it home, boy. Maverick on the mediums. Wookie is still out now. 6-lap-old hards. Not the time for him to pit. Super Striker is taking over Huntsman. Warrior Huntsman has pitted from those hards. Got to be back onto the softs. Maverick is out on those new mediums. Captain Hindsight, he's coming around now. Come on, Captain, what are you going to do? Do you stay out? 1 lap old mediums, definitely Clay. New mediums, Darrell. Possibly. Darrell behind the safety car? Surely not. Why is Darrell behind the safety car? Surely they should be able to take the safety car. It's waiting to pick up the leaders. Who's pitting there? Darrell pitting. So Jay Dennis is back behind the safety car for the safety car restart in a couple of laps. we just go through. So the Wookiees on 7 lap old hards, the oldest tyres on the grid at the moment. They shouldn't be too bad after 7 laps. Probably get him to the end, I'd say, but they're going to be quite fairly worn, rusty 2 lap old hards. Hindsight 3 lap old mediums. Nothing to worry about really. So just Wookie and Plavanch and Mr. Rusty on the hard tyres. Everyone else on the medium tyres. So 14 laps to go on medium tyres. Should be doable around Singapore. As we're waiting for the McLaren of Captain Hindsight to catch the pack up. I don't think he's quite going to make it before the end of Sector 2, so we'll probably be out for another lap. Let's just knock everything over. So we've still got Clay. Clay's in P11, but he's behind Captain Hindsight. I'm not sure what's going on here. Rusty's 1 hour behind everyone. At least safety car lights are still going, so we'll just keep an eye on that. Round Sector 2. Hopefully safety car will be in this lap. Timing screens will sort themselves out. As the safety car comes up to the end of Sector 2. Safety car is in this lap. Here we go. Track has gone green. Mr. Dennis will back the pack up. Safety car will drive off into the distance. Hopefully those medium tyres are nice and warm. Hopefully Plavanches are really cold. Forgot to warm them up. No, not really. Nice. Safety car goes round the final corner. And we'll stay on board with Plavanch as we watch the guys restart. So safety car is in the pit and he's gone. Dennis has gone before the final corner. He's caught him out. Plavanch's tyres will struggle on the medium. Lap car there. Walking into Sector 1. So Jack Whittle is 2 seconds off. Jay Dennis has done an excellent start there and gone away. There's a Ferrari in the way there. A lap car. Safety car. Pint size has gone. What happened to pint size? Pint size has gone. Another safety car back out. It's one for the stewards. That's just report it when the stewards open. Just gonna grab a brew. I'll be back in 2 seconds when the safety car resumes. Guys, I am I'm back. It looks like we've had Mr. Hindsight and Wookie pitting for the softs. Rusty Rusticles is still on 6-lap old hards, and everyone else still on the same mediums. So here we go again. Dennis will line them all up. Wait for the safety car to enter the pit lane as it's just about to go around the final corner. Everyone is on 100% ERS. Everyone's back fully charged. As J Dennis is gone. And Plavanche is not caught as much this time. Oh no, 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 no! Dennis has gone! No, no! Oh, oh no! No! Oh man! Oh. 8 laps to go. Plavanche leading the race on the hard tyre. Jack Whittle behind him. All 3/10 behind him. He wants the win. Hawk behind him. 2 seconds back. Mortz behind him. Maverick behind him. Super Striker up to P6. Captain Hindsight and Wookie on the soft tyres. They can smell a higher position. Mr. Dennis, what are you doing to me? Oh. Plavanche tyres won't be up to temperature yet. Jack Whittle is staying with him. Staying with less than half a second. Breaking into the corner. All over the back of him. Maverick passes Mortz for P4. Captain Hindsight 3/10 off Huntsman. Jack Whittle setting the fastest lap of the race. Looking up the inside, backs out, doesn't fancy it on this lap. Wookie in them soft tyres, 133 flat, fastest lap of the race. In Hindsight, 4/10 off Huntsman. Everyone. And J Dennis goes from bad to worse with speeding in the pit lane. Oh. And putting the medium set tyres on. And a new nose. Just finish the race, bud. You'll get some points for the team. As Captain's Hindsight's behind Warrior Huntsman. He's got a 3-second penalty to add on as well, so any positions he does make, he's just going to lose again. Wookie is all over the back of Captain Hindsight with no penalty, so Wookie looking to get up a few more positions. Jack Whittle is still 3/10 off the back of Plavanche. Hawk is just staying within spotting distance. He's nearly 2 seconds off the back of these two now. DRS is enabled. 6 laps left to go. Lap 25 of 31. As Captain Hindsight has passed. No, Wookie has passed Captain Hindsight. Wookie is now hunting down Mr. Huntsman. Wookie's there looking at the back of him. 3/10 back. Darrell gets a 3-second penalty. Tack limits. Wookie on the softer tyre. Huntsman on 8-lap old mediums. There will be wear there. Jack Whittle just battled down now to 4/10 off the back of Plavanche. Super Striker all over the back of Maverick, as we've got another car ghosting around the track. Super Striker has come back from the back of the grid again, up to P5 this week. Mr. Wickens says Super Striker has this. Well, we'll see. Stay tuned. Super Striker all over the back of Maverick, doesn't have the guts to get past him. Only 25% ERS, whereas Maverick has no ERS at all. He's stuck behind a ghosting Ferrari. Oh, Jack Whittle is all over the back of Wookie's past Huntsman. Jack Whittle's all over the back of Plavanch, 3/10 back, going down the outside. Maverick's got a penalty. Oh no, they've touched. No, Jack. That was never going to work. As Hawk has now taken P1. Oh. Luckman, where are you? Can't handle this. Maverick is up onto the podium. Super Striker is up to P4. Wicken might be right. Maverick has a pen. We don't know the details, but it is 3 seconds, track limits. Super Striker now coming around the final corner. Bits of wing flying up there. DRS is open. He's hunting down the podium with 5 laps to go. Three and a half tenths behind Maverick, who is half a second behind Jack, who is 5 seconds behind Hawk. Hawk has walked away with almost the win from nowhere. All he's got to do is keep it on the track. The closest battle now is Super Striker on the back of Maverick. Plavanch has got a time penalty. Oh, track limits. Super Striker can see the back of Maverick. He's closing. Jack Whittle is there. Maverick, Super Striker, Jack Whittle, all in battle for P2. Wookie on the soft tyres all over the back of Morts. Wookie looking for P5 here. It does have a time penalty though, so we'll knock him back to where Plavanch is now. Super Striker still looking up the back of Maverick's gearbox. Everyone now has enough fuel to get to the end. No one is showing any fuel lights. Jay Dennis, fastest lap of the race so far, 132.8. Down in P11 on them hards. Maverick's just backed off a little bit now. Super Striker still all over the back of Maverick, as Plavanch has pitted on the 11 lap old hards. And on go the softs. So Wookie has passed Morts on the soft tyres for P5. Clay has passed Plavanch in the pits. Maverick is still in P4. Captain Hindsight, go boy, 132.7. Got 3 runners now on the softs, Wookie, Captain and Plavanch. 3 laps to go. Super Striker up onto the podium. Hawk is still just under 5 seconds in the lead. Just got to keep it on track. Jack Whittle 4.7 seconds behind. Super Striker 2.5 seconds behind Jack. Maverick is there chasing Super Striker again, and Wookie 4 seconds behind him. So we've got Huntsman all over the back of Moritz. And as we go into lap 29 of 31. 3 laps remaining. Maverick has got a time penalty. Track limits. So that is him now with 6 seconds of penalty. That's going to knock him down P7. Captain Hindsight, 6 seconds of penalties. Darrell, 6 seconds of penalties. Super Striker is 2.3 off the back of Jack Whittle. Everyone has kind of spread out on these final laps. So the Mr. Wicken reckons Super Striker will win this race. Not in 2.5 laps. Trust the process. Watch this space. He's still hovering at the 2.4 seconds behind Jack Whittle. Jack Whittle is still hovering around the 4.5 seconds off the back of Hawk, and Hawk is still driving a superb last few laps of this race. Maverick is in within DRS of Super Striker, so Super Striker is not pulling away from him. Super Striker is going to be scared. Maverick is coming for you. And with a ghosty car on the right, as we've got sector 1, yellow flags, it's gone. Super Striker has no ERS, Maverick has no ERS, Jack Whittle has no ERS, and Hawk is on 60%. Plavanch 131.6 fastest lap, 3-second penalty, so it's going to knock him back a little bit. Maverick just hovering around DRS, just out of it at the moment. Super Striker's not out of the woods yet. Wookie is down on the soft tyres, 6.5 seconds off the back of Maverick. Super Striker down to 1.8 seconds, 1.5 laps to go. Lap 31, final lap of the race. Hawk is about 2 miles off winning. Jack Whittle still 4 seconds off the back. And Super Striker looks like he's settling for P3 as he's hovering around the 2 seconds off the back of Jack Whittle. Clay driving a really good race. He's down in P9. Well, I say that. The captain's just passed him. The commentator's curse. Still a good drive from Clay. Points for the team. Stuck with it. Difficult start to the race. Pitting early for a new wing. And ended up down at the back of the grid. But finishing in the top 10. Good result for him. As we go around and just stay on board with Hawk for the final few corners. as he comes round the penultimate corner. And I bet he's excited to see that final corner as he comes round and he crosses the finish line to take the win. What a drive from Hawk, and I can see his hands on the steering wheel punching the air. Jack Whittle taking second, Super Striker taking third, Maverick taking fourth, and let's see where the pens end up. Wookie taking P. No, Wookie's dropping down. Maverick P4, Moritz P5, Wookie P6, Huntsman P7. Where will the Plavanch finish? 18 seconds off. There you go. Plavanch finishes P8. And Captain. Aye, Captain. There you are in P9. And behind him was Clay. Very exciting race. Cheers, guys. As Super Striker says, I appreciate the support, Mr. Wicken. I don't know how I got third. Mate, you did well. You did well. I'll just grab all the screenshots of the final race results. There you go. Hawk is your winner. Jack Whittle is your runner-up in P2, and Super Striker in the Williams P3. Brilliant drive from those three there. And rounding up the back of the grid was Darrell, I think, the final finisher in P13. 1 lap down, 13 minutes. So everyone will score some points. Pint Size, Cavaliers, Tenor, Ninja, Wicken, Costa didn't DNF'd. So there we are. They are your final results. I'll just go back up to the top. There we go. So let's just go and invite in let's invite the guys in for the post-race interviews. Obviously, we need Super Striker in there because so Mr. Hawk, Mr. Whittle, and where have he gone? Super Striker, there we go. There we go. People are joining. Who have we got? We got everyone. We've got everyone. All of us. Baker, we'll start with you. Wow, what happened there, mate?
Oh, I had a shocker. Absolute shocker. So yeah. I can't remember what lap it was near the start anyway.
We'll start with qualifying. Start with qualifying first.
Oh, all right. Go on then, yeah.
What you qualified? What was it?
Third.
Third? Yeah. It was quite eventful qualifying for me, to be fair.
Well, apart from Wicken, everyone was close, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. So yeah, you started off in 3. You know what? There was that much that went on at the start of the race. I can't remember what happened from where you were.
I can't. So obviously started P3.
Yep.
Dropped down to 5th within 2 corners.
Yep.
I think I was behind Hawk, and I decided to plough into the back of him by accident.
It happens. It was a wet start, wasn't it? It's
yeah. I couldn't slow down, even though braked like miles away.
Yeah.
For some reason, it just kept on going and ploughed straight into the back of him. And I tried to keep him in front of me without taking the position, obviously, because I
Yeah.
felt bad. But then, obviously, Wookie came in flying as well. And I think Wookie and Hawk had a little spat as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But to be fair,
And
you 4 at the front just pulled away from a couple of lads. So it was you had to do a little thing at the front, and then obviously all the it went off, and then it all went a bit sour.
well, yeah, we had like stupid amount of VSCs. I think
Yeah, there was.
on the third one, I got caught on it for a drive-through, so I had to do a drive-through. And then, yeah,
And then,
I just got lucky with the safety cars towards the
yeah,
end to nick
definitely.
a P3.
Yeah, you did. Excellent. I mean, last week a brilliant drive from back of the grid to the win. This week finishing on the podium again from going back down to P15, I think it was.
Yeah,
So yeah, brilliant drive. Well done. Points for the
thank
team.
you. It certainly is.
Unfortunate with your teammate Wicken.
Oh,
Yeah.
gutted for him. Gutted for him.
Yes, I was. As soon, well, considering what he did in qualifying, and to see him go out like that, it was, it was heartbreaking. But
I was ready to have a chill and let him carry me for once.
carry you away. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he said that in the chat. Yeah, it was. Never mind. Well done, bud.
Cheers, pal.
All right, no worries. Jack, you all right, mate? How are we? How was it for you then?
Well, to be fair, I kind of modern messed up the qualifying as I did put in the comment section that I was 10%.
You were, yeah, saw that.
Yeah, but I think I just jumped over the curb ever so slightly too much, which some settlers down put me into a wall. So I kind of denied on top.
Yeah, yeah.
So from that, I don't know what happened, but the wheel like wasn't responsive to any sort of inputs I was trying to put in, so I had to restart my wheel, get like 20 newton meters again, which was sadly a false start.
Yeah, yeah. I think we just caught the back of that on the stream, and then you came back up. I was watching you climb back up, and then obviously the Wicken spawn, and you were there with Jay Dennis up there at the top. You enjoy the race? Sweaty? It's good to see you on the podium. Yeah, definitely. Good points for the team. Yeah, definitely. Anything else to add from?
I think some points broke out with, I can't remember the name, but behind the Ferrari race, like I knew I was pushing up, but obviously it was wet at the
It
same
was,
time,
yeah.
trying to get past was just boring.
Yeah, it was. The wet just adds that little bit of brake earlier, be careful, cautious in the thing, and then accelerate out of corners. There was a lot of them coming out of corners thinking they can get it, and then just losing the back end and just oversteering so much. Going through the stream, I could see everyone just wanting that little bit more, but you were just living on the edge. Brilliant, excellent drive for you. Good to see you on the podium, bud. No worries. And Mr. Hawk.
Good evening.
Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
I bet you didn't think that was going to happen.
That was a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, it was a fairly steady race for yourself throughout most of it, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I spent a lot of it just sitting back and watching.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't have the pace to win it for sure. But
What was
yeah,
what was your setup then? Were you set up for the race or were you set up for qualifying?
to be honest, I don't know. It was just high downforce and hold on.
Yeah, I mean you qualified P6, didn't you? So
Yeah, I was well off the pace. I was just like saying to myself,
yeah,
well, this
29.80. You were like a second off Wicken, but Wicken
Yeah.
was like another world, wasn't he?
That's a ridiculous lap.
So yeah, you sort of hovered around sort of P5, P6, P7,
Yeah,
up and down.
I think I nicked a spot off the start, and
Yeah.
then got lucky. I sort of accidentally sent one on striker just before the first virtual safety car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Prick.
it was slightly accidental, but it worked. And then yeah, it was just sort of kept it together, and then another safety car after safety car, and just trying to think about what tyres to put on, and then yeah, very fortunate of.
I mean, at one
gaining
point,
first at the end, but
the top three. I think it was Dennis. I can't remember who it was. The all top three had three different sets of tyres on. So one had
yeah,
soft,
that
one had
was.
medium, one had hard. I was like,
I think that was just after I came in to put the mediums on. I noticed that Dennis had soft, and was it Pravanch that was in second?
Pavanch, yeah, it was,
He
yeah.
had hards, and it was.
I was
just
like,
oh my, I didn't know what was
what's going to
going
happen
on.
here? Yeah, what's going to happen
Yeah.
here? Who's going to have the better? Who's going to have the better drive, and who's going to last the longest, and where
Yeah,
the soft's
I
going to
worked it
last?
out. I knew the mediums would go to the end, so I felt pretty confident
I think it was like
on that.
17 laps, was it? 16 laps on the mediums, was it?
It's something along those
Yeah,
lines.
it
Yeah,
was, yeah.
they were screaming at the end. They were like 35% injury, I think. So yeah, I drove the last few laps quite carefully.
Oh, yeah, and then obviously my teammate Mr. Dennis lost it on the safety car
I
restart,
was
and
devastated for him. I saw
I
it
was
happen as
gutted.
well.
Right in front of you, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think I was sat in like fourth at that point, thinking that I might be able to scrape a podium, and then I saw that, and I was like, oh no, I was devastated for him.
I
Yeah,
was like,
I am gutted for him, to be fair, because he
yeah,
drove brilliant.
he drove a
he
good race the whole race and
he
then
had
lost it, didn't
unbelievable pace all
he? Yeah.
like the whole race. He just
He
controlled it.
managed it. He had loads of VRS. He was managing
Yeah,
the front. He was doing everything right. He had the mediums, and who was behind him had the hards. And I was like, he's got this. He's got
Wookie.
this. Yeah, Wookie. Yeah, Wookie was behind him on the hard, and I was like, he's got this. Softs are going to pull away on the restart. He's going to warm him up really easy. And no, I saw him go. I think it was on board with Wookie, and as he went round the corner, he just lost it. I was like, Wookie took the lead. I was like, come on.
that was a great piece of commentary, by the way. You'll have to listen to that back.
Well, I don't even know what I said.
It was just pure heartbreak, I think.
It's really hard to do it on your own. To be fair, there's no one to talk to, and you get.
Oh, you did a cracking job.
Yeah. It was. Cheers, bud. It was. I'm getting used to it now. It's still not as good with as two people, but
Yeah,
you know,
no,
when you have an interesting race like that, it does
well,
help.
you were non-stop. Like quali was actually really exciting. You could tell because you were really like
Yeah.
constant, properly constant commentary because we just kept tracking times in.
Yeah, there was times flowing everywhere. It was.
Yeah.
I think it was going to rain. Someone said it was going to rain. I was like, everyone was coming out. Times were
The
flopping on the
forecast
board.
just kept changing
Ah, okay.
constantly because I looked at the start and I put the message in and I said it was dry quali but then wet race, but then it just kept changing.
Yeah,
So,
bizarre.
not ideal.
Right, thanks very much. Congratulations, podium
very
winners, and I'll catch up with you in the chat.
How many races have we got, actually?
I think this was race 8, was it?
That sounds about right.
So we've got, I'll tell you now.
9, 10, 11. So we've got 4.
4 left.
I'm chasing
Miami.
you.
You're not getting me, lad, I'm telling you.
I will fight to the end.
That's what I want, mate.
It's good. And Williams are obviously doing really well with the points as well.
Yeah, we're chasing them as well.
Right, cheers guys. I've got issues. I've got things that I've got to crack on with. All right, catch you in a bit.
Take it easy.
Cheers, bye.